Hello Aries, hello and welcome into your let's say spiritual guidance message for February of 2019. Yes, it's already 2019, it's very hard to believe. So Aries, what did I pull? I pulled Eight of Swords over here, and Eight of Swords is a very interesting card. It's showing this lady, this figure, standing on a shore, surrounded by those swords and being blindfolded and kind of binded. So, what does it say to you, Aries? Well, let's look at the figure. Basically, the figure position is telling us that you might be feeling kind of bound to the duty, or you might feel kind of caught up in a situation. You might feel very much restricted. There might be feeling of restriction over here. So you might be dealing with this kind of feeling where you kind of have the lack of movement, lack of freedom, but also conflict, and there might be inner conflict and also under the pressure. So when it comes to this under the pressure, and I would say for some of you it's also coming as a overcoming a fear. And when I'm getting, Aries, when you're going to kind of overcome that situation, and that is, and I'm going to come back to the situation here in terms of this guidance for you, that will mean a new beginnings for you, because number eight in general is standing for harmony and progression. But in aspects of swords, and swords, they're talking about how we communicate, how we think, our thought patterns, is standing for karma in a way. So and also sometimes for authority and leadership. But this is all about overcoming your own restrictions, or restrictions that you feel that are placed upon you, or the restrictions that you feel you are surrounded by. Because what this card is telling you, that those restrictions are temporary and you're able to change them. So whatever the restriction is here, that is within your ability to change it. It's all about switching the perspective over here, Aries. So the overall message is about the switching the perspective, because when you're going to kind of change your point of view, your belief, your take on things, then those positive changes, they're going to be on horizon. And this is all about, presumably, and I would say very strongly, you being unable to express yourself and your true feelings at the time. And for some of you, it will be also, standing for the principle of you are kind of damned when you do and when you don't. But I don't really think that. What I would say is this message for you is about the desire of making the changes and improve certain aspects of your life. That might be a career, that might be on a home front, and also being able to be able appreciate those small victories, small achievements, small improvements as well, and not being that frustrated if the things that are not going as smoothly, as quickly as you would like to. Because even though you might kind of feeling trapped in that situation, I think what is happening and what is coming, you know what? Those bands for me, they kind of represent what I would say, that you are maybe not connected with the connection. I'm hearing about the mind, body, and and soul. So that they might be not aligned, and there might be one thing here that might be strong connection over here. You being blinded in this card, the card showing someone who is blinded, Aries here, it's it's like willingly not wanting to see certain things. So you either don't want to see them, or you are just too afraid to look at the situation at hand. So once again, this card is telling the message of taking the charge and changing the perspective. So so the change of the perspective here, Aries, for you is going to be about looking at the situation at hand. The bounce, it's kind of, once again, that hand and body and your gut feelings. I don't really think that they're being connected. I think that there might be this kind of very strong disconnection over here. And for some of you, because I see very strongly castle here in the background, might be indication that you might be at foot at the way how you feel, because you might be cutting yourself out of others. You might kind of feel left in a cold, or kind of left to your own devices, like nobody cares. But also what I would say, that because that person is dressed in red, the message is that you have that willpower, you have that whatever it needs to kind of get you move forward. And I think that's what it is basically whatever restrictions you have over here, Aries, is to overcome them by the way how you take on certain perspective and kind of examine your inner beliefs. And if you feel like you're unable to make firm choices, this is all about, once again, just taking off the blind and see things for what they are. If you feel bounded, that those, you feel that restriction or lack of movement or lack of freedom is really up to you, because you can do it. Because this person, the way how this person is standing there, it's like she can walk away. Nothing is stopping her from change, from living that situation. It's just the way how she thinks and how she she believes that situation is true. But if she would just take the blind off and see, okay, it's nothing here for me to stop me from moving on. I'm standing here on the shore, so the tide might become relatively quickly. If I'm not going to make the choice, if I'm not going to be active or taking responsibility when it comes to the situation, the tide going to take me. The tide going to come and take me and sweep me away. So that is the overall message for you, Aries, here. Everything is in your grasp. Look at your examine your beliefs, examine the situation, try to understand your blockages, and at least to consider to take different take of you. So that's the overall spiritual guidance message for you for the February. Aries, thank you for tuning, and bye for now. If this reading has resonated with you, please like, comment and subscribe to my channel. If you would like to book a private reading with me, please feel free to go to my website www.tarotwithmishka.co.uk, or alternatively you can email me at mishka@tarotwithmishka.co.uk. If you'd like to find me on Facebook, just simply type in Tarot with Mishka. I would like to say a massive thank you for tuning in, and bye for now.